Hey, how you doing? Brad here. So, we just had the Memorial Day weekend, and I really hope that you took time to reflect and give thanks to those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. And if you didn't, make sure you do today. So, I just want to give you an update on what's been going on. And I learned two things this past weekend. So, just to kind of give you some reference here, I live in the upper northwest corner of the United States. So we're called the fourth corner, and we're in a county called Whatcom. So I'm literally like 5 miles from the border right now here at my home. And we'd like to go to Eastern Washington to go camping, especially around Memorial Day, because, well, a lot of people think that, Washington State is nothing but rain, but it's actually like 1/3 of the state. So on the very west side on the Olympic Peninsula, they get a ton of rain there. We're pretty, in between, the very wet portion of the very west coast and eastern Washington. So we do get quite a bit of rain, especially in the winter. But in eastern Washington, it's very dry. And so you get over the Cascade Mountains, and it's a lot more arid. They don't get the rain like we do here. And so we'd like to escape and go to the east side because of that. Now, we'd like to go to a town called Winthrop. It's kind of a Western themed town. It's really neat, quaint. And outside of Winthrop is a lake called Lake Peregrine. It's a very nice lake. We like going there. Now, we always take Highway 20. So that's North Cascade. I did think about that because I always think of it as North Cascades Highway. And so it takes about 3.5 hours from my house to get the Winthrop over the pass. But this past year, they had, this major landslide. And so it's shut down while they basically remove all that. I don't know how many, cubic tons or whatever slid onto the road. But it's supposed to be done at the end of June. So we have to go around. So we have to go down to Highway 2, which is by Everett, and head east from there and then go up. So with like no traffic, it's 5.5 hours to get there. And so we thought, okay, we'll leave early on Friday, and oh boy, yeah, Highway 2 was an absolute disaster. And so it just took forever to get there. And because you have all the traffic from people going wanting to go North Cascades Highway, going that way, and then just the regular traffic as well. So one thing I did learn is that, yes, if there's a major tsunami, global tsunami, or, a meteor's coming and you got to get out of Dodge just right off the bat, yeah, forget it. Just, you might want to just stay home and watch the show. At least that's at least my thought at this point. I mean, I just can't even imagine if everybody was trying to leave at the same time. I mean, it would be a parking lot. And so those movies probably are pretty correct that people just sit there, and then you might as well be home and if the meteor hits, die in your own home versus out on some highway and you can't get anywhere. So yeah, so I basically learned that. And then another thing is that, camping just isn't as fun because we, have our kids have moved out, so we're more empty nesters, and we've always gone with the kids. Or if we did go to Eastern Washington, we had a piece of property outside of Cle Elum we really enjoyed going to for a few years, and so we'd stay there. Whereas this was more of, a private campground, and it wasn't very enjoyable. And then, getting the trailer out of storage here at my place, man, I keep it covered. I've been just immaculate about keeping it, just clean and just maintained and everything. And so I've just been very meticulous about, keeping it covered and all that. And I ended up, there's a leak somewhere. By the front door, the floor is squishy, and then there's some squishy spots in front of the storage in front of the trailer. And so I took it into an RV guy yesterday, and he's like, yeah, that's going to be a serious project for somebody. So you're better off just dumping the trailer for cheap and letting somebody try to fix it or whatever. And it's like, oh no. So anyway, yeah. So I think we're going to sell the trailer, because the more stuff you have, the more you got to maintain it. And I'm just kind of done with having all this stuff, and you just, it sucks your money. It just, I don't know. I'm just kind of done with it. So anyway, living simply. I think that's the goal, is that, living simply, not having a lot of stuff is probably just better. And so just keep what you use, and if you're using it a lot, then that's great. But if you're hardly ever using something and you're using it just to look good, so when you go like a trailer, I mean, there's people that have these big, huge mammoth motorhomes, and I'm thinking, how many times do you go out in this, $200,000 motorhome or whatever? And I mean, we just have this 18-foot trailer. I mean, we bought it used, and we didn't spend a crazy amount of money, and then we're just gonna, sell it. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So stay at home if there's Meteor, and the less stuff you have, I think that maybe the happier you can actually be, because you're not trying to upkeep everything and all the maintenance and everything. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you have a great day. There's a new interview dropping next week, and I'll be seeing you soon.